in my circle? Who the one who be the snakes? Who gon' fold up under pressure? Who gon' understand the stakes? Who gon' wait to get their food to try to take from off my plate? Who the love? Who gon' understand I'm hurt? Who gon' love me unconditionally and try and make it work? Who gon' party once I'm gone and shed a tear once I'm in dirt? I ain't asking for too much, I'm trying to understand my worth.
Welcome to the next episode of Give Me My Crown podcast.
Give Me My Crown podcast.
We back at y'all with another episode of the Give Me My Crown podcast.
Yes, sir. We back.
So we back at y'all with another episode, like we said. There's a lot going on. Lot in the world, the United States, the financial market, the housing market. Like, it's been a lot of changes over the past month or so.
And yeah, we've seen a lot happen, you know.
And I think a lot of those changes are going to affect how we move forward in certain things. First of all, as we know, we got the presidential election coming up.
With major moves, man.
Yes. Now, with the presidential election, we know that always brings changes within the stock market and the crypto market.
It does.
So
crypto changes.
Huh?
We already seen some crypto changes already.
Yes, and the thing with that is obviously, there's two separate sides. One wants control, the other one doesn't. And so when you see control being lost in that, or the government not taking control of things like the crypto market, that's when, it starts booming a little bit, because you see back when, before the government started trying to regulate it, you had crypto millionaires popping up out of nowhere. Now, with all the regulations coming down from the SEC and the government, it's kind of, you see that dwindling down some, and you don't see as many spikes as you once did.
I agree, man. But, we saw a spike happen, at the end of last week? You know why, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Announcement came, if I become president, I ain't going to regulate crypto. Bitcoin started to spike.
Yeah. And I think that's good for crypto buyers, users, sellers, miners, because obviously, I don't want to say it's essentially, I don't want to say it's because it's not necessarily a get rich quick scheme, because you have some cryptos where you can get rich in a short period of time, but you got other ones that are like the stock market where you have to invest, and over time that money starts to grow. Now, like we've talked about before, though, the crypto market is a lot more volatile.
It is, man. It's volatile, but you can become a millionaire overnight if you invest in the right one.
Yes.
Most of the time, though, your meme coins,
You can also go from a millionaire to a zero overnight.
That's true, man. That is very true.
So some of the stuff we talk about here is going to be some of the stuff we do. As we always say, we are not financial advisors. Please do not take this as financial advice. Anything we say, please do your own research and find an actual financial advisor who can advise you on certain stuff. I am a financial coach. I am not a financial advisor. So if you need coaching sessions, I'll be more than happy to help you with that. So what do you think the stock market and the crypto market are going to do? Do you think towards the end of the year, once we get closer to the election, do you think they're going to do you think they're going to be in sync? Do you think one is going to be? Do you think they're going to go opposite of each other? What do you think is going to happen?
Well, in my personal opinion, I think a major event is going to happen before now in the election. I could be wrong, but I think so. Crypto market depends on who takes office, who looks like they're going to win. That's how it's going to be affected. We've seen it lately. Like, every time Trump comes out and says something about crypto, it spikes up. Because people believe if he becomes president, he's not going to regulate it. He just came out and said the United States needs to stockpile Bitcoin. Price of Bitcoin went up. So I think that in that instance, that the crypto will move if the Republicans take office. As far as stock market, I mean, we have this conversation all the time. It don't really matter who in office. S&P 500 going to do what S&P 500 going to do.
Yeah, because average a little over 10% the past. Yeah. I don't know how many years.
I know, man.
But honestly, and for those that don't know what the S&P 500 is the, I guess, top or most profitable 500 big companies within the United States. and some of the world. And what they do is it's essentially an index fund. So you essentially investing in all those stocks rather than single-handedly picking one stock. So you're investing in essentially 500 different companies. So over the past, I don't know how many years, it has had an average return of 10% per year. So, I mean, some years it might have 15, some years it might have 9, but it's an average of 10%. So safe to say, a lot of people who are just getting started in the stock market go for index funds.
Yeah, I think they said like the lowest it's been in like the last 100 years is 4%, and that's last 100. They seem like it's never been negative from the S&P 500.
Yeah, well, it did drop during the Great Depression and things like that. Like,
I mean, it's almost 100 years.
And we're in the 60s. And I believe it dropped in the 60s.
The Great Depression was for the 60s, but you saying it's dropped in the 60s too?
Yeah, it dropped in the 60s also.
Okay, got you.
But, I mean, average, they say the S&P 500 is one of the safest investments you can make because, like I said, even if it goes down, more than likely, 9 times out of 10, it's going to shoot back up. That's true. It's a safe bet rather than something like you want to invest in, because you can invest in Apple, Samsung, whatever. If you invest in one of those and one's doing bad, then you're doing bad. If you invest in S&P 500, if Apple's doing bad one year, but Samsung's doing excellent the next year, and vice versa, they're going to kind of balance each other out.
Yep.
So, do you think? You think if Republicans take office, crypto is going to go up? If not, do you think it's going to go down, or do you think it's going to be about stagnant?
I think about stagnant. I think it becomes almost like stable coins. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, your major, I'm gonna say major 10, the Bitcoins, the Ethereum, stuff like that, it's going to do it. It's going to be how it is. But It's going to be a slow growth. But I think if Republicans take office, you start to see it push forward faster.
That makes sense. Do you think?
Right now, we lag them behind other countries anyway.
Oh yeah, that's all I was gonna say. We're doing that, and do you think it's gonna? Do you think it will move with the stock market, or do you think the stock market will move with crypto?
I think,
or do you think they're going to be completely separate?
It's like a yes and no answer together.
Okay.
Because if you notice now, you're starting to see Bitcoin ETF, Ethereum ETF, XRP ETF. Like you start to see crypto creep into the stock market.
Yeah, that's true.
Crypto does well, the stock market will do well.
Okay, I agree with that.
It gives you another sense of control by having it on stock market. You see what I'm saying?
That's true.
So that takes away the what they call it, it's not centralized, but by putting it on stock market, you make it centralized again.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Now with crypto, you do have to be careful because there are a lot of, as we just found out the other day, Binance is now not available in certain
Binance US.
Binance US,
yeah,
which was available for a while. Because at first you could do Binance, then once SEC got involved, you had to go Binance US, which was strictly for obviously United States.
Yep.
And now in certain states, Binance US is essentially shutting down operation. So if you live in certain states, you cannot
use Binance US.
Yeah, use Binance US. If you do have Binance, if you go on Binance on your account, it will let you know if your state, and of course North Carolina is one of those states. So I had to move all my stuff to another wallet. So
I will say this though. We can't forget the political war that's played into these exchanges as well.
Oh yeah.
Like I love the original Binance. The Binance they use in China, I loved it. It's got like 300 cryptocurrencies on there. So it's like everything. So it's a one-stop shop, really.
It's got a lot more than what we have on US, Binance US.
Yep. So like what we have in the US on these exchanges, to me, is kind of like regulated. You can't have the real volatile coins on there. Like I remember at one time I was literally during the pandemic, like at the early stages of the pandemic, I'm sitting at home playing Call of Duty. And I'm like, okay, let me put $50 in this one. Okay, let me move this 50 that turned into 150 real quick into another one. Like you could play with it because you saw everything spiking and then fall down, spiking, fall down. It was easy to make money off of it.
Yep. And now I think, like you said, with it regulated, it kind of negates that.
Yep.
Because you can still make money because there's other crypto exchanges you can use, but Binance was probably by far one of the simplest and easiest to use.
I agree.
Because everything was streamlined. You could do everything through Binance. It wasn't sell it through here, then sell it through here, then buy it over here, and then now your account is over here. It was a one-stop shop essentially.
Well, we finna go back to that for a little bit. Good transition. You can tell the people about the investment group we just started.
Yeah, so
right now.
So we decided as it's a group of us. We decided to essentially invest together into crypto and stock. The reason we're doing this, I do still have my personal investments. Keith still has his personal investments. But the reason we're doing this because we're combining money, so we have more capital to invest in stock markets and crypto. So what we're going to do is we're going to start buying as a group. We're going to start buying cryptos, stocks, whatever, mutual fund, whatever we decide to buy. But we have a larger capital to use since we have a group of people rather than just one person.
And let's not get it twisted. We're going to take some risk on some stuff, though.
Oh, yeah.
That's the point of pooling money together. You can take risk and put in less. Yeah.
Yes, because, for instance, if we want to take a $500 risk and it's 5 of us, instead of one person losing $500, if we take a risk,
yep,
the risk is worth it. If we lose, we'll lose $100 versus $500.
Yeah. And then the methodology behind it, like the thinking is we try to get money so hard. We only got 10x $1,000.
10 times, yes.
10 times to get $1 million.
Yes. So essentially, yeah, I mean, there's cryptocurrencies that double overnight.
Yeah.
So if we essentially find the right cryptocurrency, essentially, we could be theoretically could be a millionaire in essentially 10 days because there are most crypto. Usually, there is a cryptocurrency that will double itself within a day. Yeah. So we theoretically, like I said, it's probably not going to happen, but if we can find those cryptocurrencies, buy one day, sell the next day, buy the next day, sell the next day. Theoretically, if we could do that, you could be a millionaire. Because, like I said, it takes doubling $1,000 10 times to have $1 million.
Yeah, and I think the thing about all of us and the beauty of it is most of us are overthinkers. Like we are going to think about it before we make this move. Like I'm putting in 15 days of research, and I'm sure this play gonna work.
Yeah, so we're not just it's not like spur of the moment type thing. Like we all go, let's buy this, let's buy that, unless it's $50 or $100, something like that. But it's not like we're not making dumb plays. We're actually doing our research before we make the plays that we're going to make. So I think
I went to a crypto convention, found that website. I will say right now it is kind of like gatekeeping. I want to keep it in the investment group first, and I mean it's public, but keeping the investment group first, and then we prove it can work, and then we branch out telling other people.
Yeah, because a lot of times if you do that, if you start telling people too early it don't work, then people are upset at you.
Yep. Rather
than if you try it out first, like this is a proven method. I've tried it myself.
Yep.
And I think, like I said, that's something that that's what we don't do a lot. We don't work together as far as stuff like this, as far as investing and things like. Because for one, you're putting your minds together, and like I said, for two, you're putting your capital together, so you have larger capital to invest rather than risking all of your money yourself.
And I'll say in our community, we also want to get there first. A lot of
times,
instead of getting there together.
Yes. Correct, and I think that's the best way to do it. If we get there together, because like you said, we got you at the same time. You can go far by yourself, or you can go fast by yourself, but you can go further together.
That's right, man. Yep.
So I think I can make money. I can make quick money by myself in a year, but in the long term, let's say 2 or 3 years, with all that money together and that added capital, I could probably 10 times my money, or double my money, or triple my money, whatever.
And then I know us, right? So like, let's say we see a play that work, we're going to throw some of our personal money in there too. We're not idiots. Like we realize this is the group fund and then this is our personal fund. So like, look, man, I'm going to throw an extra 300 in there or 400 in there on my own,
Yep. So I did. So I am reading this book called the Stoic Path to Wealth, and it makes a lot of sense because what I wasn't doing, like I had my certain investments I would do every once in a while, whatever. But the way the book explains it is to have a set amount aside whenever you get paid. So I get paid every week. So my plan is every single week to have a certain amount of money that I put into my investment account and just keep investing.
Okay.
And um, the point of the book is obviously to learn to be stoic. And
Yep.
with that, you're essentially you're not acting on impulse and you're not acting on fear. You're acting on you're going on what you know the market is going to do. So you know that. So if I'm investing $100 a week into the S&P 500, I know the S&P 500 has over the past many years had an average return of 10%. So if I see it drop down, shoot, if it drops down in 2 months, if it drops down 15%, where it probably won't happen. But if that does happen, I got to have in the back of my mind, okay, I'm still investing my money because I know history says it's going to go up.
Exactly, man. And like I told you, we had this conversation about you reading the book. I said, man, you stoic in your everyday life. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And like a good plug because I'll be reading books on being stoic. Ryan Holiday. Ryan Holiday has a lot of books on being stoic as well. So yeah.
Okay, and I think that the same thing, because I know we're talking about crypto, but kind of the same thing goes for the stock market too. We have more money to invest in the stock market also with our investment group because, like you said, with the presidential election coming, the stock market there's no telling what the stock market is going to do.
Like historically, Republicans invest in big companies,
Yes.
oil. Of course, that's when they believe in.
Yeah, and even a lot of times with the stock market does not really move on revenue and things like that. The stock market usually moves on anticipation and unexpected news.
Talk about it, man, because people feel like that it moves off of this just happened, right?
No.
If you invest in when something happens, you late.
Yeah, you're too late. It's off anticipation and unexpected news. So if a big company says they're going to do something now, and they say, hey, by 2026, this is what we're going to do. Like now is the time to start investing once they start talking about it, because once they start talking about it and people see the vision, that's when we're going to start going up.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, then once it reaches that time, if it doesn't go up, then obviously people start selling. The stock market drops back down because it was either over-evaluated or overvalued. And most of the time, companies that happened to are undervalued. A lot of companies are undervalued, so people not investing are really missing out.
Think about it, man. Look at Apple. When they first announced the Apple Vision, right? If you invested that day at the event they had, like Apple stock spiked up.
Yeah.
Then when it came out, Apple stock went down because the price was way too high of the Apple Vision, and it didn't sell like they anticipated it to sell. But off the announcement, the momentum, the stock price jumped up.
That's true. Yeah, exactly. That's when, and I'm starting to wonder is crypto because crypto is still fairly new.
Yeah.
I wonder if crypto going to follow that same trend. Obviously, right now we don't know because we haven't had. I don't think we've had a long enough history to say this is what crypto is going to do because I don't think 20 years is long enough.
I agree, man. You got to think about it, man. The stock market been out for what?
Since the late 1800s, probably.
Exactly. So you got a huge time span. Like you can go back and look at stock from 100 years ago.
Yep.
With crypto, you don't have that long of a history, so you can't really tell. Because at some point, like just like the stock market did, you're gonna have a crash.
Yes.
We're gonna have huge upticks. It's gonna happen,
Yep. But that's where you got to stay stoic because during the crash is when a lot of people make money.
That's right. That's right, man.
Because if you stop investing during the crash, you've already lost everything or most of what you put in. So now is not the time to start investing because once it crashes, the only way it can go is up. Because that's even like we talked about the S&P 500. If the S&P 500 takes a decline, they're going to look at the 500 companies that they have, the weakest companies. They're going to kick them out and bring in new companies.
Yep,
it happens all the time because if you got a company that's going bankrupt or going to dissolve, there's no need for that company in the S&P 500. So they're going to kick them out and bring another company in that has a history of doing well.
Yep.
So I think, like I said, I think index funds are, like I said, if you're just getting into the game, index funds are probably the safest.
Like the way I look at it, people look at like Roth IRAs, right? I look at Roth IRAs and S&P 500 as the same thing.
Yeah, essentially.
They both are really, really safe bets.
Yes, because the Roth IRA, like I said, that's going to obviously be for your retirement. But for the most part, like you said, unless the stock market completely crashes,
Yep.
you're not going to lose all of your money because you can invest how you want. You can invest aggressive or conservative, and even with aggressive, you may lose money faster, but you're also going to gain money faster. But you're still not investing into one commodity. You're investing in it's a multiple of things.
Think about this, right? During the Great Depression, if you had $50, I'm gonna say you had $10. Think about where $10 would have set your family up for now.
That's true.
Generations would have been eating off $10 during the Great Depression. Like
That's
right
true.
now, your family probably millionaires off $10 during the Great Depression.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, shoot, when was it? 2021. We would have been. We would have.
Hey, stop bringing it up. Stop bringing it up, bro. Like every time you bring it up, bro, like just it hit me here. Like
obviously we talked about this before. We were going to invest in Shiba Inu when it first started getting hot back in early 21.
This before it got hot though. This before it even got hot. We was.
Yes.
How did we hear about it? I don't even remember.
I don't know, but I know I think I was reading about it. I called you and Paul. I said, "Hey, let's invest in this." We go through the whole process. We're going to invest right under $1,000. We were going to invest, and like I said, we got to the end. It was $197 fee, and we were like, "Man, we ain't paying this fee just to buy these coins." And to this day, I saw a video the other day that kind of reason I'm bringing this up. I saw a video the other day that kind of brought back memories. $1,000 at that time. By the end of 21, when it spiked, we went on when it was at its peak. Then we would have cashed out at $900 million, right under $1 billion, off of $1,000.
Listen, man, that's why I didn't even look at the video because I'm not trying to relive that time period. I've learned the lesson. I don't care if the gas fee is $400. I'm paying the gas fee.
Oh yeah, I mean, at this point, you might as well, because we did that with another one, and we lost money, but it was worth the risk. We did that on Saitama.
Yep.
And but at that point, and the fee wasn't as high. I think it was like a $97 fee or something like that. Yeah. But we said we would not miss that opportunity again because we missed out on so much money by not investing because of a fee.
Yep.
At that point, we were the opposite of, I guess, Stoic.
Yep, I agree. Because we would just say, we invest in stuff, and then we like, bro, I know, like $192, I spent that on Jordans. Like,
exactly.
I'm tripping on investing. Yeah.
Exactly. So and now also when it comes to investing, you also have to have self-control.
That's true.
You have to know. You have to have a limit. You want to be able to invest what you're not afraid of losing. You don't want to invest money you're paying for the rent, and you don't. What a lot of people do, and it can make you a lot of money, but it's a very, very risky play. Is investing using credit.
That's true.
Whether, like you get a loan from the bank or a loan from somebody to invest, you can make a whole lot of money, but you can also lose a whole lot of money, and plus you're in debt.
Yeah. Yep.
So that is a very risky play. I would definitely, if you plan on investing using credit, I would definitely caution you on that and talk to a financial advisor before doing that, because like I said, you're going to lose money and then you have to pay interest on the credit that you use. So you definitely got to be, you definitely want to have that self-control to know your limits.
When you do that, you got to know you got for sure when you do that.
Yes. And speaking of self-control, one thing that is compared to, which I read something like this in the book, and it made so much sense. They compared it to essentially an eating plan, like a diet plan. They say, to test your self-control when you're eating, leave whatever you're eating. Leave the last little bit on the plate. Whether it's if you're eating a steak, leave the last piece of steak on the plate. If you're eating piece of chicken, leave the last piece of chicken on the plate. And they said that's the ultimate test for self control. If you eat a pack of M&Ms, leave the last 3 M&Ms in the thing, because if you can lose those last 3, your self control has reached a level where you don't have to finish, and your mind takes control over your desires.
Okay. All right. I like that, man. I'm gonna apply it.
Yeah, I read that. I'm like, dang, and I started thinking about it. I'm like, wow. I said, that really makes sense.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to apply that, man.
Yeah, and I said the same thing. I was eating some. What was I eating the other day? I was eating a piece of steak. I left the last. It was the smallest piece now, but I left the last piece of steak on the plate and I threw it away. I'm like, damn, like that took a lot of self control.
So you gonna do that with the A5 Wagyu too?
With the who?
A5 Wagyu. So you gonna leave a piece on the table?
I leave a few asparagus on the table.
Bruh.
I'll leave a few asparagus.
I got you. I ain't know if you got to that level yet. I got you.
So I think our investment group is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Definitely, like I said, with more than one mind together.
Hold up, man. We gotta talk about what's coming up. 4 weeks from now?
Yeah, August 23rd through 24th, I think.
Yep.
Investfest, of course, like I said, we went last year. We definitely recommend Investfest. Their tickets start at $250 for general admission.
Yeah.
And general admission gets you access to obviously the conference and also the marketplace. And tickets go up to what, like $20,000?
10,000, 20,000, yeah.
Like that. But even with the general admission, because we did general admission last year, and even just with that one, we felt like we got so much knowledge.
Yep.
Because it was just being in the room and hearing them speak. Obviously, some speakers were better than others, but it was definitely like hearing Robert Smith talk in person, hearing Humble talk in person. It makes you change your mindset on certain things. So I would definitely, if you can go, it's in Atlanta, the Georgia World Conference Center, right beside the Atlanta Falcons Mercedes-Benz Stadium. If you can go there, I would definitely recommend it. And like we said, as somebody who has been, it's definitely worth the money.
Yeah, and I think they do a great job of having speakers that appeal to everybody. Like, okay, me, right? I wasn't excited to hear Tabitha Brown. Everybody loves Tabitha Brown. I understand her business model, everything she does, but like for me, it was like people like Tabitha Brown gonna be there. Tabitha Brown gonna be there. I'm like, okay, But for me, I was like, Robert Smith gonna be there. Like,
because there were people from all walks of life. Like I said, you had Robert Smith, you had Paul Rich,
Rich Paul,
Rich Paul.
Matt Carter was good.
Matt Carter, you had Humble there. You had
Lonzo Ball.
Huh?
Lonzo Ball was there.
Paul was there. You had Kathy Wood was there.
Yo, talk about it.
So you had a wide variety of people that were there, and they're from all walks of life. You had entrepreneurs, investors, business owners, CEOs. Like you had a wide variety from all across the board, and it was just we just soaking up the knowledge. And then
Kathy Wood, like I be looking at Kathy Wood now. A lot of time, I mean, like she don't miss, bro.
Yes,
Kathy Wood don't miss.
She got a lot of slack for
that's true.
What happened a couple years ago, but she back from that with NVIDIA.
But what I'm saying is, like, on you looking at a portfolio.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Don't miss. You know what I'm saying? Ian, man, he called NVIDIA too. Like, it's like, I mean, sometimes like I'm a join Red Panther. I be thinking about that joint because I'm like, this dude don't miss.
Yeah, he called it, but I want to say, I think it was Tesla. He called it to the T.
He did.
Tesla was at, I think it was $40 a share. It was something like that. But he said by the end of this year it's going to be. He called like 200 and what did he say? Like $200 some dollars per share by the end of the year, and within 4 months it hit that $200 some dollars per share. He's got like it's 90-something success rate.
93% success rate. Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is, man.
Predicting the stock market.
Yep.
Cryptocurrency, whatever. Like that's a ridiculous number.
Yep. And he one of the reasons why, like every now and then he'll bring up XRP. He was like, look at it. He said at some point it's got to pop.
Yep.
He can't predict when that one's gonna pop. He said at some point it's gonna pop.
Yep, and he's gonna be there again too this year. It's all put on by EYL,
Yeah.
Rashad, and what's the other guy's name?
Ian, Rashad, and see if he hadn't said, I would know this.
I know, Jim literally just slipped my mind.
I know who ain't gonna be there.
Uh,
I know who ain't gonna be there.
I don't know if he was. I don't know. So last year the headline was Diddy, and to be honest, his speech was not that appealing.
You know what though? But this is the thing that trips me out about the whole speech. And we talked about this.
He called it.
He called something was coming. He said it because I'm trying to build something gonna happen. Now, I don't know if he said, like, looking back at it now, everything's been called out, allegations, they look pretty much true, you know?
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yeah, this year the headline is going to be 50 Cent. Definitely excited to see him.
Ron Peoples going to be there. I saw that.
Yeah, Ron Peoples, Steve Stout. It's going to be Stephen A. Smith, Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey was good last year too.
He was, yeah.
It's going to be Damon John going to be there. It's going to be a lot of. It's definitely going to be worth it, and not to mention, and with the conference, just the knowledge you're getting is top tier, and then not to mention the networking. The networking is probably more important than probably even better than because we met people last year who we're still in contact with.
That's right, man. Yep. I want to say this. One person I wished would come, like they could have brought him back, and I've been happy. Robert Smith, man. Robert Smith could come every year and speak because Robert Smith was really, really that good.
Yeah, Robert Smith. My favorite was him and probably Humble.
Yeah, Humble. Yeah, I agree with Humble. Yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely good, and like I said, we definitely recommend y'all. We definitely recommend y'all go, and if y'all can, if you got to take off work because it's really a weekend. You go down there Friday for registration, and then from Friday, you got Friday. Yeah, because Friday is really good registration. You're not really doing anything.
You get VIP, they got like that social.
Yeah, you got the social. That's one thing I do probably want to do this year is hit the social because the networking that it brings. But yeah, you got that, and the event is actually Saturday and Sunday.
Yep.
But you can go to the marketplace on that Friday. You can meet. That's where a lot of networking happens is in the marketplace because you meet all these other business owners who are trying to simply get to the same level you're on, and everybody's. It's not like because a lot of times, like we talked about earlier in the podcast, a lot of times in our community we try to beat each other to the finish line.
Yeah, yeah.
We're trying to beat the next person there. Then it seems like everybody's working together. Like, hey, let's work together and get to the finish line together. I can help you, or you can help me. How can I help you?
I bought so many products in the marketplace last year, man. And then when I bought the product, like, hey, can you do a little, promo for us? I'm like, yeah, I got you. No problem.
Exactly.
Yeah. So everybody works together. This year, we're gonna podcast a little bit at Investfest.
We're gonna have to, yeah, because we missed a lot of opportunities last year. I think there were so many people, and we tried to network so much that we missed the opportunities to at least get some podcast clips.
Yep.
But like I said, put on by Ryan, Rashawn, and Troy is his name.
Troy, yep.
That's what put on by. But yeah, definitely you can go. I think you can go to investfest.com.
Investfest 2024.
Yeah, Investfest 2024. You can Google it. They got an app for it. But yeah, definitely check it out. We will definitely be in the building.
Yep.
And it'll be a good time.
Yeah. Matter of fact, man, I'm buying my ticket when we get done podcast.
Yeah, I need to buy mine soon, along with the hotel. If y'all do go, one tip: if you can find a hotel, in walking distance of the Georgia Conference Center, that is the best option because last year we ended up driving. Luckily we found a good parking spot, but it took us probably about an hour to find that parking spot.
When we found it, we were like, man, we had to walk. It's just like, but if we could stay in there, we're just walking. That's it.
Yep. So if you can find one, I think Omni's right there, and there's another. I think it's the Hilton, and there's a few more that are within a decent walking distance. So if you can find one within walking distance, it's definitely worth the walk.
Yeah, I love my AC hotel. So AC, y'all gotta get a hotel somewhere near.
Yeah. Because it's becoming a yearly thing.
I know.
But I think we got people a lot of information. like we said, like we always tell y'all, continue to follow us, continue to grow with us, build with us. Y'all want us to talk about something. If y'all want to get on the podcast live, let us know. We can definitely get, as y'all see, we're doing virtual. Something we do still doing in person, but we're also doing virtual. So we can definitely get y'all on. If y'all have a topic y'all want to hear about and y'all want to give y'all's opinions on those topics, let us know. We can bring y'all on here as a guest and kind of go from there and just kind of, if you got a business you want to talk about, let us know. We can get you on here and help you and kind of promote your business.
That's right, man.
And as we always tell y'all before we get off here, and the slogan we live by, this is more than a podcast. We handing out crowns.
Hand them out.
Hand them out.
Who the love it, who the hate? Who the realest in my circle? Who the one who be the snakes? Who gon' fold up under pressure? Who gon' understand the stakes? Who gon' wait to get they food to try to take from off my plate? Who the love? Who gon' understand I'm hurt? Who gon' love me unconditionally and try and make it work? Who gon' party once I'm gone and shed a tear once I'm in dirt? I ain't asking for too much, I'm trying to understand my worth.